class. In previous class, I have discussed about human health and disease. We know clearly about microbes. Microbes can cause disease to human beings, plants, and animals. We know up to here all microbes are harmful, but some beneficial microorganisms are also exist in the environment to human beings. Here, all organisms are not harmful. Some microorganisms are useful to mankind or human beings. So, in previous chapter or in previous classes, I will discuss only harmful microorganisms. Only I will discuss about harmful microorganisms. Means harmful microorganisms means which causes diseases to plants, animals, including human beings. But in this chapter, see microbes in human welfare. Some microbes are useful to human beings or mankind in various ways. In various ways, some microbes are useful to mankind. In this chapter, I will clearly discuss the useful activities of the microbes to human beings. So, microbes. What are microbes? Microbes means microscopic sized organisms. Microbes means microscopic sized. Microscopic sized. Microscopic sized organisms. Microbes are microscopic sized organisms. These microbes are not observed our naked eyes. Microbes are not observed by our naked eyes. See, best example for microbes are bacteria. Best example for microbes, bacteria, cyanobacteria, protozoans, and fungi, and so on. These are best example for microorganisms. Bacteria, cyanobacteria, protozoans, and fungi. These are the best example of all the microorganisms. See, microbes or microorganisms are one of the important biological components. One of the important biological components. Microbes are one of the important. Microbes are one of the important biological component on this earth. On this clear biological components on this earth. See, all microbes are included under kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera. All microbes are included under kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera includes bacteria. Kingdom Monera includes bacteria, cyanobacteria, and actinomycetes. Kingdom Monera includes microscopic organisms or microbes. Here, Kingdom Monera includes all microscopic organisms. Kingdom Monera includes bacteria, cyanobacteria, and actinomycetes. And Kingdom Protista includes Kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista includes protista includes protozoans like plasmodium, Entamoeba, viruses, viroids, and prions, are included under kingdom protista. So, kingdom protista includes protozoans like plasmodium, Entamoeba, viruses, viroids, and prions. Clear? And kingdom fungi includes kingdom fungi includes penicillium, yeast, and rust. Clear? The kingdom fungi includes penicillium, yeast, and rust. These are the important microorganisms we know. So the microorganisms, some microorganisms are harmful. Harmful microorganisms causes diseases to man, plants, and animals. But all organisms are not harmful. All organisms are not harmful. Some organisms, microorganisms, or some microbes are useful to mankind. Some microbes are useful to mankind. In this chapter, I will discuss the important contribution of microbes. In this chapter, I will discuss the important contribution of microbes in human welfare. Important contribution of microbes in human welfare. Clear? So, this is the introduction about microbes in human welfare. Clear? So, next, microorganisms or exist everywhere. Microorganisms are present or exist everywhere with high degree of adaptability. Clear? The microorganisms are present or survive everywhere with high degree of adaptability. High degree of adaptability means they adapt all extreme environmental conditions. They adapt any extreme environmental conditions and survive. For example, some microorganisms are survive in extreme cold conditions. Some microorganisms are survive in extreme hottest springs. Like that, the microorganisms are present everywhere and adapt and they show high degree of adaptability. High degree of adaptability means they are adapt. They can survive any environmental conditions. Okay. So, some microorganisms, some microbes. Some microbes are deadly parasites. Some microbes are deadly parasites. On plants, animals, and man. Some microbes or deadly parasites were present on plants, animals, and so the microorganisms are microbes. Clear? The microbes are present everywhere. The microbes are present or survive everywhere. Like Some microbes are present in soil. Some microbes are found in water. Some microbes are found in water. Some microbes are survive in air. Some microbes are survive in air. And some microbes are present in our body. Some microbes are present in our body. Some microbes are present in our body. So, and microbes are present other plants and animals. They are also found in plants and animals. Clear this point? Because microbes are present everywhere. Means some microbes are found in soil, some microbes are present in water, and some microbes are survive in the air, and some microbes are present in our body, and some microbes are also present in plants and animals. Okay? And very interestingly, some microbes are present, very interesting point, that some microbes are present where the life not exist. Some microbes are present or found where some microbes are present or survive where life not exist. Life not exist. Where life not exist. Life not exist, like geysers. Geysers means temperature vent. Temperature vent. Geysers means temperature vent. High temperature. Here, the temperature is more than 100 degrees centigrade. In geysers, the life cannot exist. The life cannot form. The living organisms cannot survive in the geysers because in the geysers is called temperature vent. In geysers, the temperature is more than 100 degrees centigrade, and deep in the soil, some microorganisms are present in deep in soil. Deep in soil. That's why microorganisms are very peculiar. Microorganisms are very peculiar because they can survive in all kinds of environment, extreme environment. For example, some microbes are survive where life cannot exist. Other living organisms are not present. Only the microbes are present in geysers. Geysers means temperature vent, where the temperature is more than 100 degrees centigrade. In 100 degrees centigrade means the microorganisms are also present in extreme temperature, high temperature. Microorganisms are found in high temperature, approximately about 100 degrees centigrade. Or some microbes are found deep in soil. Deep in soil. And one more interesting point is few microorganisms, few microbes are also survive in the extreme cold temperature. In the extreme cold temperature, approximately about 196 degrees centigrade. See, it means microorganisms are peculiar. Some microorganisms are survive the temperature at 100 degrees centigrade or deep in soil, and some microorganisms are able to survive in extreme cold, like about 196 degrees centigrade. Yeah? That's why the microbes are very peculiar and they can survive everywhere. They are present in soil, water, air. Some microorganisms are present in our body, plants and animals. Okay. Next. The microorganisms like bacteria, microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, and these two microorganisms, bacteria and fungi, these two microorganisms are grow and multiply. Grow and multiply. Grow and multiply. Bacteria and fungi are grow and multiply in cultured media. In cultured media. In cultured media. Grow. So bacteria and fungi are grow and multiply in cultured media. Cultured media. What is cultured media? The cultured media consists of various nutrients. Cultured media consists of various nutrients. Various nutrients and hormones. Hormones and in aseptic conditions. Aseptic conditions. In aseptic conditions. Here, some microorganisms like bacteria and fungi are grow and multiply in cultured media. Special type of cultured media. So this special type of cultured media contains various nutrients. Various nutrients are added along with hormones. These nutrients and hormones are responsible for growth and multiplication of microorganisms and providing aseptic conditions along with aseptic conditions. So during cultured media, the microorganisms are cultured and it resides in formation of colonies. It resides in the formation of colonies. Colonies are formed. Colonies are formed. It resides in the formation of the colonies. Clear? And the microorganisms in favorable conditions. The microbes in favorable conditions. Favorable conditions. The microorganisms in favorable conditions. They multiply every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes. The microbes in favorable conditions, they multiply every 20 minutes. It resides in the formation of plenty of cells. It resides in the formation of plenty of cells. It resides in the formation of plenty of cells in the colonies. Plenty of cells in the colonies. Plenty of cells in the colonies. Clear? See, favorable conditions. Microbes can grow so up to favorable conditions. They multiply within 20 minutes and it results in the formation of plenty of cells in the colonies. Clear? So this is about the cultured media. Cultured media. Then next concept. Some microorganisms. Some microorganisms are spoiled. Some microorganisms spoil our food. Some microorganisms spoil our food. And other edible items. Edible items. Some microorganisms spoil our food and spoil our the fungal spoil, the fungal spoil, the fungal spoil leather, the fungal spoil the leather, shoes and cloths in rainy season, Here, so some microbes spoil our food and also spoil edible items, and some fungus spoil our leather, shoe and cloths in rainy season. And we know that already. I will clearly explain in previous chapter. Microbes can cause various diseases. Microbes can cause various diseases to plants, animals, including human beings. But all microbes are not harmful. All microbes are not harmful. Some microbes are useful to mankind. Some microbes are useful to mankind. Clear? So, in this chapter, microbes in human welfare, in this chapter, I will discuss about more important contributions. In this chapter, I will discuss important contribution of microbes. Important contribution of microbes to human welfare. Clear? This is the introduction about microbes in human welfare. Ultimately, the theme is microbes are useful, and at the same time, some microbes are harmful. In previous chapter, I will discuss harmful microbes. In this chapter, I will discuss useful microbes to mankind. Clear? So next. Microbes. First, microbes. Microbes in household product. Microbes in household products. Microbes in household product. Microbes in household products. The microbes have been used. The microbes have been used in different ways. By mankind for the production of bread, cheese, gut, by the microbial activity, by fermentation process. Clear? Microbes, certain microbes have been used by microbes have been used by in different ways by mankind, different ways by mankind for the production or the preparation of household products like curd, cheese, and bread. It is curd, cheese, bread and so on. By fermentation process. Clear? Microbes in household products means several or various microbes are used in the production of household products. Clear? So the microbes are used in different ways by mankind for the production of household products like curd, cheese, butter, bread and so on by fermentation process. These are the household products. Which are those? Curd, cheese and bread. These are the household products. These household products are produced by which process? Fermentation process by mankind in different ways. So, fermentation is one of the important microbial activity in the household products. Fermentation is one of the important. So, microbial fermentation is one of the important microbial activity in the production of the household products. Here, fermentation is one of the important household activity. So next, what is fermentation? What is fermentation? So fermentation is the process. Fermentation is the process. Fermentation is the process. Fermentation is the process in which organic food substances, break down. Organic food substances or break down. Organic food substances or break down in the presence of certain enzymes of microbes. Is called fermentation process. See, fermentation is one of the important microbial activity in the production of the household products. So what is fermentation? Fermentation is the process. In this process, organic food substances, complex organic food substances are break down in the presence of extracellular enzymes in the presence of extracellular enzymes of microbes is called fermentation. Very simple. Organic food complexes, organic food substances are degraded or break down in the presence of extracellular enzymes of microbes is called fermentation process. Okay? So, generally during fermentation process, the glucose is partially or incompletely degraded. And it results in the formation of ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. These are the end product of fermentation. End product of fermentation is carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol or lactic acid. In some reactions, ethyl alcohol is the end product. In some reactions, lactic acid is the end product. Clear? This is called fermentation. Clear? Generally, during fermentation reactions, the glucose is partially digested. Or oxidized. Glucose is partially oxidized. oxidizer. In the presence of enzymes, and results in the formation of end product carbon dioxide plus ethyl alcohol, or lactic acid, end product of fermentation. Carbon dioxide, ethyl alcohol, or lactic acid on the end product of fermentation reaction. Clear? What is fermentation? Breakdown of organic food substances in the presence of enzymes of microbes is called fermentation. Then generally during fermentation process, glucose is partially deoxidized in the presence of certain enzymes and results in the formation of carbon dioxide, ethyl alcohol, or lactic acid. Clear? So next. First household product is curd. I have discussed. First household product is curd. C-U-R-D. First household product is curd. So production of the curd is common example of fermentation activities of the microorganisms. Formation or production of curd. Production of the curd is the common example. Production of the curd is the common example of fermentation activities of microorganisms. Here, curd is one of the important household product. It is produced by microbial activity. So production of curd is the common example of fermentation activities of the microbes. So lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid bacteria. LAB. Lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid bacteria. Which includes Lactobacillus lactis, Lactobacillus Lactobacillus and Streptococcus lactis. See, the curdling of milk is because due to the presence of lactic acid bacteria. This lactic acid bacteria includes Lactobacillus lactis, Lactobacillus and Streptococcus lactis. These are some of the important bacteria which are responsible for curdling of milk. These bacteria are responsible for curdling of milk. The main bacteria is lactic acid bacteria, which includes Lactobacillus lactis, Lactobacillus and Streptococcus lactis. Clear? So, very important point is Lactobacillus lactis. milk lactose. Milk lactose is converted into lactic acid. Lactic acid in the presence of lactobacillus strains. Lactobacillus strains. Milk lactose is converted into lactic acid in the presence of lactobacillus bacteria. And second point, the Streptococcus lactis convert milk responsible for coagulation. Streptococcus lactis is responsible for coagulation of milk protein. Coagulation of milk protein. Which protein is present in milk? The protein present in the milk is called casein. Here, see, lactobacillus strains convert milk lactose, means lactose present in the milk, into lactic acid, and Streptococcus lactis is responsible for the coagulation of milk protein, casein. So, the casein is coagulated. The protein present in the milk is called casein. This casein, so milk protein, is coagulated in the presence of Streptococcus lactis. And the lactic acid bacteria improves LAB, lactic acid bacteria improves nutritional quality, improves the nutritional quality by increasing vitamin B12. Very important for examination. So now LAB, lactic acid bacteria increases the nutritional quality by increasing the vitamin B12. And the lactic acid bacteria also play very important role. Lactic acid bacteria plays very important role by checking disease causing microbes in the stomach. It checks any microbes are present in the stomach. These microbes are responsible for infection. Correct? Here, very important. Lactic acid bacteria play very important role by checking any disease causing microbes. Are present in the stomach. That's why these are the two very important role or functions of lactic acid bacteria. So one is it increases nutritional value by increasing vitamin B12, and also lactic acid bacteria checking the disease causing microbe present in the stomach. This is about curd. Curd is one of the important household product. This curd is produced by the microbial activity like lactic acid bacteria. It includes Lactobacillus lactis, Bacillobacillus and Streptococcus lactis. Clear? So this is the first household product, curd. Second one is duff. Second household product is duff. household product. Duff. So what is duff? What is duff? Duff is defined as the flow moistened, and needed is called duff. Is called duff. It's called. What is duff? The flow, moisture and needed is called duff. Here, the flow is moisture and needed is called duff. So, the duff is used for the production of the making. Very simple. The duff is used for making dosa, idli, and bread in the bakery. Bakeries. See, the duff is used for making dosa, idli, and bread. Okay. So, here got the point. Duff is the flow. It is moistened and kneaded, and this duff is used for making dosa, idli, and bread. So, the dosa and idli is produced by duff. So, the duff is fermented by. The duff is fermented by airborne bacteria. Duff is fermented by airborne bacteria like first one, leuconostoc, mesenteroids, leuconostoc, mesenteroids. Second one, Pediococcus cerevisiae, and third one, airborne bacteria, Streptococcus faecalis. These are the three very important airborne bacteria. Leuconostoc, mesenteroids, Pediococcus cerevisiae, and Streptococcus faecalis. These are the three important airborne bacteria. This duff is fermented by these airborne bacteria. And the carbohydrate present in the rice. Is fermented or degraded. So, listen here. These three bacteria are very important because these bacteria are responsible for fermentation of carbohydrate. These bacteria are very important for the fermentation or degradation of carbohydrate present in the rice. And the rice is present in the rice is metabolized by 3 airborne bacteria and produce carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. So, because due to the production of the carbon dioxide, because due to the production or release of carbon dioxide, so the dosa and idli are porous. The dosa is porous. The dosa is porous because due to the release of carbon dioxide. And also because due to the release of carbon dioxide, the volume of is also increases. Volume is also increases. Volume of so duff is also increases. Volume of duff is increases. Clear? Why dosa is porous? Because due to the release of carbon dioxide, this carbon dioxide is released by metabolization or metabolize of carbohydrate. The carbon dioxide is released by metabolization of carbohydrate present in the rice in the presence of airborne bacteria. Clear? This is about. And so this is in house. So dosa idli are made. Dosa idli, these two food items are making in the house. But bread, what about our bread? Oh, about our bread. So eight. Another one is bread. Bread is making or the production of bread in the bakery. So bread is produced in the bakery by the common or natural yeast called Saccharomyces. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This is the naturally occurring yeast. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is called naturally occurring yeast. It is also called baker's yeast. It is also called baker's yeast because Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used in the bakery for the production of the bread. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is the naturally occurring yeast which is used in the bakeries for the production of the bread. So, the duff contain the carbohydrate of wheat. The carbohydrate of wheat. The carbohydrate of wheat is metabolized by Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Metabolized. Here, carbohydrate of wheat is metabolized by Saccharomyces cerevisiae and results in the formation of carbon dioxide. So, because due to the release of carbon dioxide, the bread is soft and porous. Why bread is soft and porous? Because due to release of carbon dioxide by metabolic reaction of carbohydrate of wheat in the presence of naturally occurring yeast called Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Because of this reason, so the bread is soft and porous. This is about Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It's also a yeast microorganism. It is involved in the production of the bread in the bakeries. Yeah. Next. So next up, the lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid bacteria. The lactic acid bacteria. The lactic acid bacteria is considered as probiotics. Probiotics. The lactic acid bacteria is called probiotics because the lactic acid bacteria increases quality of the food by increasing the vitamin content and also checking the microbes present in the stomach, and also the lactic acid bacteria influence the microflora. Lactic acid bacteria influence on microflora, and it results in desirable alteration of quality of food. Lactic acid bacteria influence on intestinal microflora and also desirable alteration of quality of the food in the intestine. Next, the lactic acid bacteria also enhances immunity. Lactic acid bacteria also enhances or increases the immunity. And lactic acid bacteria also prevents disorders of GIT, gastrointestinal tract or digestive system. So, the lactic acid bacteria also prevents disorders of gastrointestinal tract, very simple, digestive system, and also it prevents viral diarrhea. So, then the consumption of, next point, the consumption of dairy products, fermented dairy products, consumption of dairy products like curd, buttermilk, cheese, and so on. And dosa, along with dairy products, dosa and idli. What are the benefits of dairy product? What are the benefits of consumption of dairy products and along with dosa and idli dairy products, consumption of dairy products along with dosa and idli, so results in or prevents or decreases blood cholesterol, and decreases blood pressure, maintains blood cholesterol, maintains normal blood pressure, then promote density of bone, by absorption of calcium and magnesium, from the intestine. See, these are the beneficial activities or benefits of consumption of dairy products along with dosa and idli. Results in maintenance of blood cholesterol, blood pressure, promote the density of bone by absorption of calcium and magnesium from in the system. And also, this food prevents the alcohol-induced liver damage. Alcohol-induced liver damage. Alcohol-induced liver damage. These are the beneficial